Hello and welcome back to Heads Will Roll Reforged, and we are here with a talent point. Yes, a talent point. And I know, I probably should have done this a long time ago, but you know, it's better late than never, right? It's better late than never. So we're just going to increase the quality of our manually crafted armor, and this also removes the craftsmanship skill requirement for armor crafting, so we're just going to do that. Even though there could be some other things that might be relatively decent for us, but why? Why would we not do what we've just done? It's going to be so good. It's going to be really good for us. So what we're going to do is, obviously, as you might expect, I'm just going to create a bunch of water skins. Whoa. We didn't get a proc with 23. Are you serious? Come on now. I'm obviously just joking. I don't really mind. I don't really mind too much. It would be wonderful if we could. Hello there. I found something. I found something pretty good. Oh yeah, this is actually really good too. Increases any damage dealt to enemy armor by 2. Critical strikes do twice as much damage. This is pretty nice. Mail armor is looking pretty nice too, actually. High quality chainmail armor. Is this better? I actually don't know. What is better? Let me see. High quality chainmail with good overall protection. Strengthened chainmail. Okay, so this has 85, 1485, 740. 1485, 740. Okay, yeah, so this one, it has worse stats than the other one. But if you take a look at the penalties here, you can obviously see that the penalties for the other one are much more, well, much stricter. So that's the problem. However, I don't know whether that really matters too much, because I'm obviously going to be combining this and this together. Or at least that is the hope, right? That is the hope. And we also have this, that gives me a massive agility. Oh, wait, I'm going to buy this. Nice little water skin right there. And yeah, otherwise I was thinking about getting this, but does this actually do anything? Increases any damage dealt to armor by 2. I don't know whether that really makes any difference. Does that actually do anything super big for us? I personally don't know. So I'm gonna just leave it the way it is right now, and we're just gonna go over to our crafting screen here, and we're just gonna create some wonderful potent medicine. Oh yes, there we go. We're getting ×2. Yes, another ×2. Fantastic. So we could just sell these straight away, and then we are going to be in the money, as it were. In the money. There we go. And we got a broadsword here. We got a battle belt. We already have a battle belt. We'd actually started off with that almost immediately when we began this playthrough. So let's go over to the armor. Finally. There we go. Alright, look at that. I can actually make this. And this gives me an agility penalty of 1, which is not entirely bad, in my opinion. And we are going to gain a significant, or at least I think, a significant, you know, thing going on here. Significant protection and all that wonderful stuff. So, is this actually good? Isn't this worse? Or isn't this worse than what I'm getting? I actually have no idea. I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it just because I want to see. Let me have a look. No, this was worse. I mean, technically this is worse because it has less torso cover, but it has much better armor. So I guess the armor is the reason why this is good, right? It has no neck cover, which is a bit problematic, but ooh, look at this. We're looking, ooh, okay. We're looking pretty serious now, aren't we? Oh yeah, we're looking very serious indeed. Okay, yeah, well, let's go over to our chest here. I'm just going to put this in here. Put the Shieldmaster's ring. I could use this. I could use this in a combat situation. That might actually make sense. Yeah, that might actually make sense. Okay, fine. Okay, so otherwise what we're just going to do is just going to put these bits of leather in there. And we should probably put the water skin in there as well. I am actually going to be equipping one of these because I feel like I was vastly overestimating, you know, how much I wouldn't need it. So I feel like that's kind of useful. Otherwise, I do need to rest, obviously. So I would personally just go to the bathhouse right now, because I have a literal, basically 99% fatigue right here. So I'm just going to go to the bathhouse. That gets me all of my fatigue gone, which I think is insane. I don't know how effective this actually is, but if you think about it, I think this is actually really good. Because just think about this. I just made, what was it? 4 potent medicines, right? And I sold all of those for 90 each. So 90 each. One of those basically gets me a visit to the bathhouse, which is absolutely amazing, because then I'm able to just go over here and train in basically anything I want. It's actually insane. So technically what I could possibly do now is I could probably go for a little bit more craftsmanship skill, and I might do that, but then I'm also kind of, I don't know, I'm kind of wondering, I don't know. Anyway, assassinate this guy. Yeah, we need to do that. Okay, so first of all, let's go and speak to the sergeant. I'm just gonna be, there we go. Ask the sergeant if he knows any good crossbowmen. Ah, it's something very important again, isn't it? Let me guess, he's out of wine again. Well, nice try, but it's actually that we have to find a sharpshooter that is going to be able to, you know, shoot some guy from a very far distance. Yes. There we go. Yes, there we go. I'll give you a hand because our reputation with the soldiers is maxed out, of course. I will find you a marksman. Come around to see me in a couple of days. Okay, so I'm actually going to do this properly this time, because the last time I did this, I was so superb that I completed it in 2 seconds. No. I absolutely forgot about it and let the time run out. Of course. That's just how I do things. So we're actually going to go on a bit of a quest right now. We're just going to go and scavenge a little bit. I'm obviously going to remember to put on the vial here, and we're just going to go and scavenge with all our stuff here, and we're just going to see what happens. Let's go and scavenge. You get out of the camp and go to the surrounding area. Okay, there we go. Oh, wait a minute. They turn out to be very friendly, some people. And our luck check, I have very little luck as far as I'm aware, but my crossbow skill has increased as a result, which is actually quite funny. Whoa, we got 2 snake poison. That's very nice. Alright, I'm gonna have to equip the Marauder's bag in a second. Pretty sure on that. Yeah, as you can see. I wish there was a... I wish there was a way for me to like keybind that or something. I don't actually know whether there is a way for me to do that, but yeah, it's very very kind of difficult and time consuming to click on all these things immediately, and I wish there was like a keybind to take it faster, but yeah, well, it doesn't really matter too much. Okay, using your hunting equipment, there we go. Hunting sword, 35 florins. Hunting knife, 20 florins. And thanks to your talent as a huntsman, so we literally just gained 75 florins just literally for free, just by doing nothing. That's actually kind of crazy. Heavy rain begins. Oh, we look for a shelter and stumble upon a hunting hut in the woods, most likely made as a temporary shelter in case of bad weather or something like that, as it rains for a long time. You waste a lot of time waiting. However, rain fills one of the small canteens set by the owners to collect water up to the top. Take the canteen. There we go. Yeah, sure. I probably shouldn't have done that, actually, because my virtue went down, but I don't know whether we need virtue anymore. My virtue is actually pretty good. Oh no, it isn't. Never mind. My prestige is actually relatively good. My bad. I actually forgot about that. All right. Okay, so let's have a look. Is there anything else that we actually want to... Wait a minute. Let's have a look here. Okay, this gives me more prestige, gives me more limb armor, and it also does give me some penalties to coordination, but that's basically it. Is this actually worth me getting? I actually don't think so. I'm wearing male stockings right now, as you can see. Is it worth it? Limb armor, it gives me, what, 6 armor? 6 armor on the legs? It does give me more prestige. And I just have to pay 1 coordination, basically, for this. My inventory is full. Okay, I can't do it right now. Okay. Yeah, this is a bit of a problem, isn't it? Okay, so wait a second. Is there something that I can do here? Yeah, we can obviously just equip the canteen. I wasn't actually expecting to find anything that was actually any good, so I was basically just coming in here. But yeah, anyway, we'll just go and do that, and then we can just equip this, and then we can sell that. I'm trying to get as much prestige as possible, basically. That's the whole reason why I did that. And I should probably sell Liquid Death. All things considered, I should probably just sell it, you know, why not? And yeah, we should probably sell the male stockings as well now. This sells for 95, why not? And do I need the heater shield? I don't think I do. Marauder's Dream, that's absolutely fine. Okay, yeah, that's fine as well. Okay, so is there anything that we can do here? Yeah, we can buy some more of these. So let's buy more. And I think that's all I can really do here. Okay, so let me go and craft. We are going to need to craft pretty badly. Let's see if I can make some strong homebrew poison. Yeah, this is going to be easy for us to do, or should be relatively easy for us to do, because I do have quite a few poisonous plants available. So yeah, I actually need one more to be able to make another strong homebrew poison. But there we go. All right, so we did that, and then we can actually, wait a minute. Do you think I can actually make another one? No, we can't. Ah, unfortunate. Oh well, never mind. Okay, let's just do this times 2 water skins. Oh, wait a minute. I actually forgot something. We need to put this on. My inventory is full. Okay, yeah, so it is still full because I haven't crafted as much stuff as I potentially could. Let's go into our chest here. Let me see. What can I do here about this? I could sell the strong homebrew poison, I suppose. I think I can actually... Wait a minute. I think I can actually use leather from my chest straight up. And I don't actually need it in my inventory. Is that correct? I think so. So that's probably what I should be doing. I shouldn't be just, you know, lugging all this stuff around, obviously. And I don't know why I'm keeping this. Why am I keeping this? I should probably sell this. All things considered, right? Don't really see the point in keeping it right now. Let's put the workman gloves on. There we go. And there we go. Okay, great. So now let's actually go and we're going to make the water skins. Once again, we're going to make some more water skins. I have a load of leather. So much leather right now. And we also have a load of healing herbs. 1 medicine only. Are you serious? Really? Okay, well, there you go. Got a little bit unlucky there. All right. Fantastic. So now we can actually combine all these things. 1. Okay. 2. And 2. Okay, fantastic. Wonderful. Okay, so now we can literally just go ahead and sell all this. I'm going to sell the homebrew poison. That's 120. I should probably just be selling all of that, to be honest. I should probably just sell all the really, really good poison that I make. Even though it is really good for combat, I feel like maybe it's not even necessary. I don't know. I was kind of I was intrigued. Okay, I was intrigued about using what is it now? Using liquid death. I thought that was really, really fun to use. So that was the main reason why I was actually using it. Let's see here. This is about virtue. No, it's not really going to do much. And yeah, oh yes. In the previous episode, I realized that I actually sold my soldier's pendant, and that was obviously not intended. I should not have done that. So my bad. That was brought to my attention. And I probably should have just, you know, not gotten rid of it. All right. Well, I think I could probably go and speak to the sergeant now. How's the search going? I always keep my word, done as promised. In Count Sunderland's war party, there's this fellow by the name of Vittori, an Italian mercenary. Go find him. He looks like a typical southerner. You can't miss him. They say that Vittori is a marksman gifted by God himself. During the last assault, he got one of the French knights through a gap in his visor from 300 paces of a distance. If he cannot shoot this shot, then not a single person on earth can. Alright, so we can actually go and speak to Vittori now, which we will do. True to the sergeant's word, locating Vittori among Count Sunderland's men proves effortless. His distinctive Mediterranean appearance makes him easily recognizable. Impressed by your reputation, Vittori agrees to help. Prestige and reputation success. Very nice. According to the Italian, making such a shot with an ordinary crossbow would be problematic. One would need to be inventive. Vittori claims he'll take care of most of the preparation. As for you, you'll need to get 2 things. A trigger for a crossbow, as well as a sturdy bowstring from a particularly powerful crossbow. Vittori goes on to mention that obtaining the components is your responsibility, and that he can't be bothered to assist you in that regard. However, he does mention that you could, as a last resort, try to fashion something from makeshift materials, or remove suitable components from other crossbows. Okay, so do I have any of this? No, I do not. Disassembling and crafting. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, this is interesting. Right, okay. So this is obviously something I've never done before, so I have no idea. And what does he actually need? Does he need this? I'm assuming he needs this, right? He needs this and he needs this. Right. Okay, yeah, so this is kind of harsh. Okay, hand over the trigger mechanism, hand over the crossbow string. Can I find this from the trader? I'm going to assume that I can find it from the trader, right? Surely. Yeah. I'm now in a situation where I'm not entirely sure. Shall I re-roll a little bit? Okay, I found this. Is this actually something that I need? Is this actually something good? Maybe this is good? I don't actually know. That's the funny thing. I'm going to buy it, okay? I'm just going to buy it. I'm going to buy the snake poison as well, because I can actually hopefully make that into something. And there's also another crossbow here. Medium-sized crossbow. Ah, the crossbows are once again absolutely murdering me. Alright, wait a minute. Let me see here. Quests. Okay, what do we need? Okay, no, it's actually not telling me what I need, because I need to go to this place. Oh, dear. Alright, so let's actually see. Okay, so I already have this crossbow, so you can see here that I need Fletcher's tools, and then I should be able to make this, as you can see, the trigger mechanism. So it was actually good for me to make this. Hilarious! I didn't even realize. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so I'm very, very pleased about that. And we also need a utility knife, or the crossbow that I just left in the trade screen. Of course. Oh, dearie me. Okay. Yeah, I just left that in the trade screen, and I could have bought it, and then we would have been fine. And then we would have basically been done. Alright, well, I've got to buy the Fletcher's tools first of all. And, yeah, we're now in a bit of a troublesome situation. Okay, I'm actually using this axe already, right? Is this not the axe that I'm using? No, it isn't. No, I'm actually using a different one. Okay, so let's re-roll. Let's see if I can find it. Alright, so I managed to find it, if you can believe it. Yes, I managed to find it, so let's actually do that. Here we go. So, as you can see, I found this, and I also purchased another pair of Fletcher's tools. I don't even know. Another trip set of that, and so now we can actually create these things. So there you go. The trigger mechanism is crafted, the spare bowstring is crafted, and now I can hand over both of these, and then we are going to be good. After the necessary components have been gathered, Vittori spends several hours modifying the crossbow. Once he's satisfied with the calibration of the weapon, he signals that it's time to head to Falcon Tower. Alright, so I personally, I'm not entirely sure. Do I need to do this right away? Or can I train a little bit? Because I wouldn't mind actually training a little bit. Some in craftsmanship skill would be kind of fun for me. So I'm actually just going to do that. And then we are just going to pay the bathhouse once again. Supply disruptions adversely impact your health. Really? Are you serious? Come on now, don't do that to me. Alright, well, anyway, we're just going to go for some more in this. There we go. We could go to the bathhouse again. A page comes looking... Oh dear. He tells you that the Earl insists you expedite his request, lest the opportunity be wasted. Okay, wait a minute. I'm literally doing this. Okay, so I guess we're going to have to travel there now. Wait a second. Wait a second. I want to just do something real fast because I do not want to go into a battle, potential battle, with these things equipped. So we're just going to be... Oh, these are actually not bad. These are actually fine items. I actually bought the prisoner's chain as well because I actually thought that, hey, you know what? Maybe it's going to be useful. So I'm actually going to equip that instead of the Shieldmaster's ring, even though the Shieldmaster's ring is obviously, in my opinion, actually pretty good. Yeah, okay, well, first of all, let me just do something real quickly. Let me see. Okay, unreliable poison straight away. Now we can make strong homebrew poison. Can we actually make something with this? Wait a minute, why? Wait a minute. Let me actually just have a look here. Okay, so we just need 2 snake poison, or we need unknown toxin. Yeah, I don't have any unknown toxin, unfortunately. So I will just make the strong homebrew. We got ×2 on that, which is absolutely fantastic. And we don't have any more medicine, which is something that we really do need to get. So I'm gonna do that in a second. Let's just actually just sell this here. There we go. Need a lot of cash. You know, for the bathhouse, of course. And there's another poisonous plant right there. Maybe we want to get that? Do we want to get that? Yeah, sure. Why not? I mean, maybe that's useful. And I don't think there's anything else here. I'm going to go to the physician, see... Ah, yes, we've got more healing herbs. Okay, so I'm going to buy a bunch of these. Because these are going to be really, really important for us. There we go. Fantastic. Okay, so I'm gonna travel now. Let's do it. Let's go. The Falcon Tower rises almost above the French camp and offers an excellent view of it. Also, you can clearly see William de Roche making his daily morning detours of the French positions. However, now, standing on the tower and looking down, you clearly understand that hitting him from such a distance will not be difficult, but incredibly difficult. And it's not just about the distance and the moving target, but also the strong, fickle wind, which can easily throw the bolt off its trajectory. Shooting with a light crossbow is out of the question, and you should ditch hunting bolts. You obviously need something heavier here. And you should probably find a more experienced marksman as well. Are you serious? Wait a minute. He's the most experienced guy ever, surely? Hiding early in the morning at one of the embrasures of the Falcon Tower together with Vittori, you look out for Sir William, who is about to appear on a hillock near the camp. After a few long minutes of waiting, you notice a stately horseman leisurely circling the perimeter of the French camp. Okay, that's a bug. I think that's a bug, because it's basically saying that we're not prepared at all, and that we are the ones that are going to shoot. So I'm going to assume that that's just a bug, and we should just ignore that first part. So anyway, the Italian carefully loads the crossbow, then comfortably stations himself at the embrasure, throws up his weapon, and prepares to fire. Vittori is in no hurry, and aims for what seems like an eternity. You already want to snap him out of it, but as soon as you open your mouth, there is a click, and a bowstring throws the bolt forward with a whistle. The calculation turns out to be perfect, and the bolt hits the target, throwing the rider off the saddle and to the ground. Kicking up a cloud of dust, he rolls down the hill to the French tents. "It's done," Vittori says, grinning. "That's how we shoot in Italy." I can't do an Italian accent, so I'm not going to do that. Before descending from the tower, you pause for a short while to observe the enemy camp, which is rapidly plunging into a grand commotion. When you come to the Earl to report on the completed mission, he takes your success for granted, stating that he did not expect anything less from you. As a thank you for the work done, he gives you a small bag of coins, 75 florins. Sending you home, the Earl promises to personally convey the good news to the prince, and notes that it may well be that with one successful shot, you've just won a campaign that has almost been lost. Impressed by your service and accomplishments, the Earl decides to promote you. You've been promoted to sergeant. Alright, so there you go. We actually made it. We did it. Finally, because let's face it, I had some pretty big issues, actually, all things considered, right? I had some pretty big issues. So I'm very, very pleased that we were able to do this. And this cannot be used in crafting, unfortunately. Is this actually good? Let me see. I'm not using anything on my neck. It's very good then. Buy it. There you go. I didn't know that I had nothing on my neck. That's hilarious. Okay. Yeah, so I've got a huge amount of these things now, so I'm probably going to be creating a bunch of potent medicine, I guess. That's probably going to be the thing that I'll do next. And I should actually go over to my inventory here and actually go and... Wait a minute, there's the working gloves. We'll just equip these things. I thought I'd have to go into a battle or something, so I was getting prepared for it, you know what I mean? Anyway, so yeah, we didn't need to, so it's absolutely fine. And let's just do a little bit of medicine here. We're going to be getting basically, you know, pretty much, you know, ×2 almost every single time, I think. And there we go. Nice. There we are. Wonderful. Okay, that is great. Really, really pleased. And I don't think there's anything else that I can actually do here with any of this stuff, so I should probably just put that in my chest. Do I have enough space in the chest, though? Yes, I do. Very nice. So, yeah, as you can see, all of this stuff is already actually in the chest, so it's not actually necessary for me to do anything with it. And we can basically just go here and just sell a lot of this. This is basically a visit to the bathhouse every single time. So, as you can see, we've almost got 2,700. Not bad at all, if I do say so myself. Unknown Toxin is looking real nice right here. I'm going to buy the Unknown Toxin. Even though we don't have any snake poison right now, it is inevitably going to be acquired at some point in the future. And then we'll have a great time. So, yeah, that's going to be useful. Okay, so let's train. Let's train a little bit. We are going to need to, right? We're going to need to. So, let me just unequip this for now, just because I don't know whether I'm going to go into the battle, and I really want to make sure that I'm ready for that. Anyway, so we're just going to train somewhat. So let's do some agility. Here we go. Your immoral conduct. Virtue fail. Are you serious? Come on. I literally just... Oh, come on. Okay, fine. Yeah, well, it's because my virtue's so low. That's the reason. Anyway. Shortly after the murder of William de Roche, the Earl summons you to his place. Expecting to get praised, you're very surprised to find the Earl and the Prince very annoyed. Bad news, Sir Garbo IV. Fate has turned its ass on us again. This bastard Deroche has survived. But sire, I saw with my own eyes how a crossbow bolt hit him. Even the wound was not fatal. Then he definitely should have died from sepsis. Yes, I don't know what you saw there, but Deroche is alive and that's a fact. But how? My spies in the French camp reported back this morning. King John sent for the best doctors from Paris. The wound is serious, but not fatal. Personally, I assume the fact that we even managed to hit the target to be a miracle in itself, given the distance and difficulty of the shot. When you assume, you make an ass of you and me, boy. And nobody asked you, by the way. Did they go there? Did they really do that? Come on now. This is not a miracle, Sir Garbo IV, but a well-thought-out plan. And well-thought-out plans are what we have in abundance. These words make your blood run cold. The French think that by hiding Deroche in their camp, they have made him safe, but no such luck. We'll get him there too. And to be honest, judging by the information that we have, he's in a very bad condition. Alright, so we know a little bit more about this. We know, you know, what he's all about. We've seen this before in the series, so I'm just going to be going ahead a little bit here. I'm not going to go too fast because I don't want to miss anything particularly important. And so, yes, as you can see, he is in the enemy camp. And so they are going to launch a diversion of some kind, and we are going to be going in there and murdering him, potentially. Okay, so let's see. Let's see what happens, because here's the thing. This time around, I'm actually playing a really... it's actually quite funny. I am playing a low virtue character this time, and last time I was playing a high virtue character. And it's so funny because I killed him last time. And so I'm thinking, shall we spare him this time? I feel like that maybe makes the most sense. But I'm also now kind of a bit worried because I'm thinking, well, maybe it's actually necessary for me to, I don't know, do something else. Anyway, digging trenches. Okay, prestige rank. Oh, nice. Not too long ago, you might have found yourself in their situation, but your status now spares you from such an unenviable fate. Very nice indeed. Okay, very good. Look at that. Okay, so we can literally just pay the bathhouse once again. That saves me so much time. It's actually insane how much it saves me. We can also train with the coach here, which is probably going to be a good idea. I'm going to train something else as well. Let's train some more coordination, and then we'll do this. Let's train with the coach once more. Go for some more agility, I guess. I actually have no idea what to even go for at this point, because this is actually something that I've never reached this point before. So yeah. It's a little bit shocking. A little bit shocking to me. So I have no idea. But yeah, I'm just going to try and get as much agility as possible, I suppose. And then we'll just do that. Failing to deliver the promised clothing items, you leave the sergeant rather upset with you. Okay, yeah, I wasn't able to do the leather boots or anything like that. And no offense, but I actually feel like that is an extremely difficult quest to do. But maybe that's just me. Because I am... well, clearly I'm not actually... I don't know. I mean, I have no resources spare to actually do that, because I'm using my leather and so on and so forth to make water skins and to make other stuff. And so, you know, me doing that, I don't know. Anyway, my reputation with the soldiers is actually very low now, so that's not good. That might be a bit of a problem. Don't you think? Yeah, that might be a bit of an issue. Okay, let's just go over to the blacksmith here. I wouldn't mind actually going and buying a new shield. Is there going to be one? Injury stats debuff. Okay, that might be actually kind of cool, but I was actually kind of hoping for something a little bit more. Let's just re-roll once. I don't have any time left. Okay, well, let's go then. Let's go. Having failed the Earl and Princess task, you seriously damaged... Wait a minute. Oh, are you serious? I didn't actually go for it? Oh, was I supposed to actually go through the travel screen? Oh, okay, my bad. My bad. In the mind of the English king, this failing campaign could still be saved and turned around through one decisive battle that would see a complete defeat of the French. Having lost his army, John will have no choice but to ask for peace on almost any terms, and according to the plan of the English crown, there would be a lot of terms. Okay, so yeah, we've seen this. Okay, let's actually see what happens. Okay. Was not planning to scatter. Yeah, so they didn't scatter. You two take part in this work. Strength and crafting success. You spent the night before the battle already positioned. There we go. Bartholomew's actually still alive, amazingly enough. There we go. The battle begins. Okay, yeah, so this is actually where I died before, if I recall correctly, because the battle began anyway, because I killed him. Okay, so this is actually hilarious, because this is obviously the other way of doing it. I was unaware that I actually had to go through the travel screen, because obviously I've only been there once, so my bad. That was completely my mistake. And, yeah. Well, nothing much I could do about it now. I am probably the most prepared I could be, I guess. And the only thing I can do now is murder this guy. Is try and murder him as best as I can. He is an inexperienced knight. Let us use some liquid death on our weapon here. I mean, why not, right? I actually have 2 liquid deaths. I should have sold both of these, probably. That probably would have been the most best course of action, shall we say. Okay, so let's actually just see here. Gonna use shield bash. He resisted. Of course he did. Yeah. Spear thrust. Yeah, you're gonna miss. Okay, he's gonna try a shield bash against my friend there. No, against me, actually. Against me. Oh, really? Okay, well, that's actually hilarious. Alright, well, that's absolutely fine. I am actually looking really, really good right now, or at least I feel like I'm looking pretty good because my... Whoa, he got him bleeding. That's nice. Because my armor is absolutely fantastic. I think that is the one thing that is going to really provide me with an insane amount of protection here. And we may even... I mean, now that I have the DLC as well, we might be able to experience some completely different story arc, which would be very cool. Okay, so let's go for an overhead, shall we? Oh, wow, this is not really going to work out too well. I'm going to just go for the neck, I guess. He blocked with the shield. I should have gone for the split, shouldn't I? I should have split a shield. Huh. Yeah, I was actually thinking to myself, yeah, I should probably do that, shouldn't I? Oh, well, never mind. Okay. Well, it's fine. It's fine. I think this is a pretty long fight, isn't it? So I should probably just try to recover as best as I can. And then we're just going to split his shield. Nice hit. There we go. His shield is completely broken now. Nice shield bash. Wonderful. He's got very little stamina now. And now let's do this. Okay. Gotta go for the neck. Nice. He's dead. Yeah, so as you can see from that, we didn't actually even need to apply poison. This guy has obviously applied poison, as you can see right here. He has 0 absorption for strong poison though, however, so we should be absolutely fine with this. So let's see what we can do, because here's the thing. Obviously, as I said before, I think it's probably better for me to sell liquid death, so that's something that I'm actually going to be taking into account for when we make new characters, because liquid death sells for a huge amount. It sells for literally like what, 200 something, right? Isn't it 200 something? I have no idea how much it sells for, but it sells for a lot. And so I'm kind of thinking right now that maybe it would be a good idea for me to literally just do that in the future. Oh, this guy's got a shield as well. I forgot about that. I was so excited by the 100% hit chance, or 90% hit chance, or whatever. Well, never mind. Okay, we'll go for the shield split. There we go. Okay, can you hit his shield, please, sir? Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna recover a little bit then, I guess. Just do a bunch of recoveries. And, oh, he actually hit my ally. Oh, that's really bad. Yeah, that is not so good. Okay. Well, one thing I actually don't know. I don't really want to waste a hit on... Okay, never mind. My friend is dead now. That's great. Okay, fine. I guess I will have to split his shield myself then. Didn't really want to have to do that. But, you know, that's how it goes, I guess. And I think I'm actually just going to continue hitting him. I'm just going to hit him with a limb attack. Because my poison is going to absolutely murder him, or should. He's got his leg broke as well. Agility reduced by 7. Which is obviously fantastic. And let's actually just recover a little bit more. Alright, so it looks as though this guy is literally just done. As you can see, I could probably just murder him with a neck hit. Boom. He's completely done. That's because of the poison, and because, well, we basically just tired him out a little bit here. And I'm actually not entirely sure what to do now. Should I actually... Should I recover fatigue, or should I search? I'm thinking recover fatigue right now. It's completely stopped, but at what cost? Okay, wait a minute. Bartholomew. It seems that the poor fellow was afraid, not without a reason. He's dead. Oh no, he died? Really? He dies here? Oh, okay, that's sad. Very predictable, but no less inevitable. It's all your fault. For better or for worse, you do not have time to grieve. The French are launching a new attack. Oh, okay, here we go. Yes, it was a good idea. It was a good idea for me to actually recover that fatigue, because as you can see, I'm now completely fresh. So that's really good, in my opinion. I'm actually kind of wondering, should I go for the Shield Master's Ring? You know what? I'm actually going to go for the Shield Master's Ring instead of the Hunting Knife here, because I feel like, yes, sure, I think the Hunting Knife giving me 1 bonus damage and 1 agility, that's obviously good. I'm thinking, considering I might like to use my shield to block a little bit more, maybe that's a good idea, but the thing is, this is going to get destroyed really, really easily, and I actually don't know. We'll try it. We'll try it and we'll see what happens. These guys are all fresh, by the way. Because the other guys, they were a little bit, well, a little bit wounded. Let's just say that. Well, a little bit tired. So let's actually see. 82%. Whoa. Okay, that's actually kind of impressive. Yeah, this is an amazing ring, actually. I think this is an amazing ring. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Wait a minute. Blocked with shield. Okay, he almost got me right there. You know what? I'm gonna bash you as well, sir. I'm gonna bash you as well. Get out of here. Alright, I kind of wanted a stun, actually, all things considered. I wanted a stun super badly, but you know how it is. Oh, yeah, there you go. My shield's gone, as you might expect. Okay, so they're obviously going to try and recover, but I'm not going to allow them to do that. I'm just going to hit this guy in the neck. Oh, really? 80%? No. Ah, okay, well, there you go. It happens. It happens. I really, really wanted to hit him in the neck there. 80% would have been amazing. Ah, that would have been so good. Oh, well, never mind. Okay, yeah, let's just continue to wait for this guy to get to really, really low. Did I just take damage right here, or was that him? No, that was him. Okay. So let me actually just see here. 94% chance. Come on now. Yeah. There we go. Can we get a bleed? Yes, we did. Oh, yeah, we got bleeding. He's heavily poisoned. I think he might actually die from this. Yep, he's totally dead. He is totally dead. Even if he uses a tourniquet right here, it's not going to make any difference because the liquid death literally does 9 damage every single turn, which is just incredible. That's the reason why I thought, hey, you know what? This is a super, super good, thing that I should use, but it is so expensive to sell. So I was kind of also thinking that maybe we should just sell it, you know what I mean? Anyway, let's just recover a little bit more here. Got to be a bit careful now as well. Let's go for more respite. He's reloading his crossbow. I'm not a big fan of that, sir. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm going to see if I can actually murder you a little bit here. Okay, let's have a look. Go for the limbs a little bit here. That's some nice damage. This guy's using a water skin. What a weird decision to do that. Okay. I guess that's fine. This guy's going to use his... He's definitely going to use his crossbow in a second, and I'm probably going to take the brunt of it. Alright, well, it looks pretty bad from this perspective right here, because this guy is about to die, which obviously is not exactly great. And I'm going to try and hit this... Oh, should I just hit him in the limb? I'll just hit him in the limbs. Try to get a bleed or something like that. No, we're not getting lucky with that, unfortunately. I was kind of hoping that we'd be able to get a bleed or something, because, I mean, maybe I could just finish him off now. Maybe I can finish him off. Yeah, 64%, let's go for it. No, that's a miss, of course. Okay. We're going to have to play super carefully now. Let's try to recover a bit. And did I just get hit? Was that me getting hit? I have no idea. Oh well. I don't think it was. Okay, well, we're just going to try and use respite a little bit more here. A little bit more recovery. I need to kill this guy. I need to kill this guy. So let's actually try and take him out now. Okay, wait a minute. What have we got here? Okay, 93%. That's probably good enough. Yep, there we go. Good. Anyone else? No, no one else. Okay, so I might actually achieve victory this time, because last time I didn't have enough kill potential. I didn't have enough kill potential to be able to make this happen. So I'm actually really, really pleased about this. Okay, I'm going to try the 61. Nice! That actually worked! Isn't that hilarious how that always happens? I literally use an attack that you think is never going to work, and then it just works. Isn't that amazing? Todd Howard, thank you. Anyway, so there you go. That's absolutely amazing. Good, good. Working. Very nice. Okay, so let's actually just do some recovery here for now, because he's obviously going to attack once again. There we go. And now we can finish him off. There we go. Finish him off with a wonderful neck attack. Yes, the neck thing is just not going to work. Should I just attack in a different way? I need to finish this guy off. I'm actually a little bit worried now about this. Because it's getting a little bit later in the turns, and I'm pretty sure we're going to be having a slight problem here. Nice, got him. Whew. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you very much. Okay, very nice indeed. All right. Okay. Yeah. With a brief pause in the fighting, you have an opportunity to loot the corpses. I'm going to recover my fatigue just in case. I don't know what's going to happen here. You're fighting at the limit of your capabilities, but the forces are too unequal. The fresher and larger detachment of the French simply squeezes you out of fortified positions. Of course, there could be no organized retreat. The catastrophe comes spontaneously with the flight of a handful of soldiers, exhausted by the heavy battle and surrounded by the French who came from the flank. The two running fighters are joined by a third, followed by a fourth and a fifth, and so on. The firm defensive lines began to crumble like a card house, and what just a few moments ago was a few fleeing people now turned into a mass retreat. Wait a minute. I have the ability to retreat or fight on? Right, so I'm going to assume in this case that if we were to fight on, that is literally going to be a death sentence. What do you think? I think that's going to be a death sentence. So what about if we retreat? If we retreat, then we could potentially get to the next chapter. What about that? You don't even need to convince yourself that considering the catastrophic situation around you, joining the retreating soldiers is the only option left. You run for your life, leaving behind the sergeant and a few other brave soldiers who have not abandoned the defense. Oh, so I should have stayed. Or what? Or maybe he's going to die. I don't know. I mean, that's the that's the thing. I don't know. I've not done this before. In an effort to complete your defeat, the French set out in pursuit of the retreating forces. Both sides pretty much fizzled out during the fight, and therefore from a sprint, this race quickly turns into a marathon. Your meager endurance, however, is not enough to sustain the grueling pace. Are you serious? I have a pretty good amount of endurance, I thought, but apparently not. And you soon fall to the ground, completely exhausted, becoming the enemy's prey. And so, we are indeed in prison. As you might expect. Again. The price of your freedom is set to be 500 florins. I'm going to pay 200... What? 250? He said 500. I'm going to pay 250. You accept the offer and very soon find yourself returning back to the English camp along with the rest of the warriors, freed from captivity. Despite not knowing how exactly the battle ended, the atmosphere of sadness and confusion reigning inside the walls of Cambrai quickly paints you a very vivid and evident picture. Your worst fears are confirmed in the late afternoon, when the Prince, Earl, and Counts Canterbury and Sunderland returned to Cambrai with a small retinue of knights, escorting a covered wagon adorned with the French royal coat of arms. Rumors of King Edward, who was heavily wounded in battle and now is barely clinging to life, immediately spread throughout the city. And closer to midnight, when you're on guard on one of the fortress walls, watching the celebration in John's camp, the bells of the city churches one by one start to toll, marking the end of the life of another British monarch. Or English, shall we say, sorry, English. That's a very important stipulation. For whom the bell tolls? For King Edward? For De Roche? For missing Bartholomew? Or perhaps for heartbroken Eva? Well, we wouldn't actually know anything about Eva because we didn't actually go that route this time around. Because if you've obviously seen this series up until this point, then you would actually know what relation Eva has in this whole deal. Anyway, does it mourn the defeat of the English or proudly declare the victory of the French? Standing alone on the cold fortress wall separating the two camps, you suddenly realize that it tolls for you. Further events are developing quite rapidly. The prince saw no further point in continuing the war and was much more concerned about an early return to England. in order to retake the throne. But not everyone supported him. The leadership of the English army was quickly split into two irreconcilable... What is that? Irreconcilable? Irreconcilable? Is that actually a word? I guess it is. Anyway, camps with a clearly defined war party, a group of influential commanders led by Lord Canterbury and Sunderland, who demanded bloody revenge for Edward and the continuation of the war. To avoid an even deeper split, the prince spent several days trying to maneuver between different approaches. However, after countless councils with the lords and the exchange of several dozen messengers with the French, he made a decision to make peace. Many people reacted with indignation to this turn of events. However, despite all the efforts of the supporters of Count Canterbury, there was still no mass discontent in the army. Exhausted by a long and rather unsuccessful campaign, the majority of soldiers and commanders were eager to return home, albeit without much war spoils. After hearing about the conclusion of peace, Count Canterbury, spitting on subordination, left the army and with a small detachment of his people immediately left for England. Sensing danger, Prince Edward hastily concluded all of his affairs on the continent, dismissing mercenaries and handing over what remained of the army to Thomas Marshall, whom he instructed to return the men home as soon as possible. After that, the prince, accompanied by his closest retinue and Earl Northampton, rushed back to England. With the king dead, and Canterbury, Northampton, and Prince Edward now gone, the discipline in what remained of the English army took a serious change for the worse. Bands of mercenaries assembled for this campaign, with prospects of generous war spoils, all of a sudden found themselves without a leader and without a war, but with a bunch of unfulfilled promises instead. Considering themselves betrayed and lied to, they started deserting the army en masse, flooding the neighboring regions and spreading a wildfire of small-scale wars and skirmishes all around this part of the kingdom. Thomas Marshall, left in charge of the army and unburdened with considerations regarding the well-being of France, decided to simply ignore the departure of mercenaries and concentrated his thoughts on getting the remains of the forces first to Dunkirk and then by sea back home. The mysterious death of the king, followed by an abrupt conclusion to the war with England, pretty much abandoning all of its continental allies, brought a collapse to the pre-war alliance. This resulted in the Flemish fleet refusing to aid in ferrying Thomas Marshall's forces back to the island, leaving this job to the much smaller and battered English fleet. Thus, the forces had to be returned home in very small portions, with many soldiers forced to spend the winter in Dunkirk. Okay, you also turned out to be one of these people. Okay, so here we go. So this is basically where, yeah, as you could see, how you're not tempted. Oh, wait, we failed? Reputation with the soldiers and rank check failed. Having joined the French campaign against your will, you were satisfied at least because you simply managed to survive this war, and now you dreamed of returning home to a quiet and peaceful life, instead of getting involved in another dangerous enterprise. So this is different. This is different than what happened before when we reached chapter 3 or 4, or wherever we are right now. Because beforehand I became a mercenary. Now we're not. You decide to stay in Dunkirk and wait for the evacuation to your homeland. In the few months that this waiting takes, the already very modest supply lines are completely cut off. Soldiers are basically forced to obtain food for themselves by buying it from the locals with the money they earned during the campaign, poaching in the surrounding forests, or even looting. At first, the temptation to join looters or poachers is great for you as well. However, after a dozen or two soldiers who were engaged in such activities are caught and sent to a date with the executioner, such a desire somehow disappears on its own. Unwilling to repeat the fate of comrades executed for violating the law, many soldiers sell off war booty and equipment just to be able to purchase food. Okay, buy food for money. Okay, well I have a lot of money. So I guess I'm just going to eat well. You have enough money to pay for your food for the entire waiting period, completely avoid hunger, and maintain your health. In the end, the long wait is over, and you, among the last soldiers of the Royal Army, leave Dunkirk on a ship that is heading back to England. But along with the good news also comes an unpleasant notice. Due to the lack of space on board, none of the ordinary soldiers and militia are allowed to take chests with war booty with them to the ship. Okay, do I have anything in my chest that is actually worth keeping? No, I don't think so. I'm going to leave the chest behind, I think. Among the last soldiers of the Royal Army, you leave Dunkirk on a ship that is heading back to England. During the voyage, you suffer greatly from seasickness. Coordination check failed, toxicity increased. On the way, the ship is becalmed. There we go. But after a few hours of waiting, The wind nevertheless rises again, and by the evening you manage to arrive safely in Dover. The creaking ship deck and the salt-smelling holds remain behind, and Dunkirk, Cambrai, and the Royal Camp tents are gradually turning into an increasingly distant memory. It's time to start a new page in your life. Since you have no relatives or acquaintances in Dover, you, despite the fatigue, intend to immediately go to your native Maidstone, which is about a day's journey from the south coast. However, one of the soldiers who returned with you from France and happened to be a local warns you against it. According to him, the surroundings of Dover have always had a bad reputation as a dangerous place for lone wayfarers, especially for those who risk traveling after sunset. Instead of going who knows where in the dark, he suggests that you join other soldiers and stop at some town tavern to celebrate your safe return from the war, spend the night in safety, and have a good rest, and then set off at dawn. There is certain logic in his proposal, but the place where he suggests staying for the night does not inspire much confidence, to put it mildly. Alright, so, do I have any of my gear, is the question. Do I have any of my gear? I don't know. That's the problem. I guess I'm going to spend the night in the tavern, even though I don't trust this guy as much as I could throw him, but, you know, that's the point. I have to make a decision one way or another, and he did say that it is not... I mean, do I trust him? I don't trust him at all, but I'm going to spend the night in the tavern then. Okay, 10 florins lost. On reflection, you decide to listen to the advice and not travel at night. Despite its dubious appearance, the tavern where you stay turns out to be quite decent in all respects. Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, it's actually much better than anticipated. Except for the extremely sour beer, which suddenly turns out to be also really strong. After a hearty dinner and a good drink, you get to your room on unsteady legs, fall on the bed, and sleep like the dead. In the morning, when it's time to hit the road, you start packing and, with horror, discover... That's exactly the reason why I thought I would... That is exactly the reason why I thought I shouldn't stay in the tavern. With horror, discover the loss of your purse with all your money. I lost 1,260 florins. An attempt to address the tavern owner does not lead to anything, as he just shrugs you off, blaming everything on your own drunken adventures yesterday. When irritation gets the better of you and you start threatening him, he immediately calls for help from the town guard, which kicks you out of the tavern first and then out of the town. You have no choice but to head to Maidstone with empty pockets. The only weak consolation is that you do it well rested and during daylight. I should have literally just gone in the night like I thought. As I said, I immediately had alarm bells about this guy. I thought he was going to scam me in some way, and that's exactly what happened. The trip goes without incident, and when the familiar spire of the town hall appears behind the nearest hill, it becomes warm in your chest. You have returned home. And here we go. Look at this. There we go. We're in chapter 4 now. As is often the case in small towns, absolutely nothing has changed here during your seemingly so long absence. The guard at the town gates was still lazy, the innkeeper was fat, and the cat who lived in the inn was kind and fluffy. The tavern beer tasted as sour as before, and the audience inside was all the same dubious. The streets were crowded with the same onlookers, and the merchants were still calling for potential customers' attention. Maidstone met you in exactly the same condition as it was when you left it for war. The family was overjoyed at your safe return. All the numerous relatives and acquaintances gathered at the huge table set in honor of your arrival. Beer and wine flowed freely, congratulations and toasts were raised, and you had to retell the details of your incredible adventures over and over again. The arrival at Dunkirk Castle, the looting of the local arsenal, the first blood shed in battle, the raid through the streets of Cambrai to rescue the young prince, the acquaintance with Cecilia, the duel with the French knight, Bartholomew's cunning schemes, the triumphant end of the siege, and the subsequent appearance of countless French troops being taken prisoner by the French, the mysterious death of the king, and many, many other things. For a few days you become the center of everyone's attention and bask in the rays of this, albeit small, but real glory. However, the feast arranged in your honor ends, numerous guests leave, and you have to return to reality, which, as it often happens, turns out to be harsh. Things are not going well on your father's farm, and thus feeding another mouth off it, especially one as voracious as yours, is clearly not going to be possible. Therefore, joining your younger brothers who work with your father is not an option. Having a roof over your head turns out to be not so simple either. Huddling in your parents' house, which even without you is already full of children, turns out to be extremely inconvenient and somewhat inappropriate, so you conclude without anyone's hints that you need to move somewhere else. After checking in with old acquaintances, you find an empty house on the outskirts of the town, rented out for a generally acceptable sum. A visit to a town loan shark allows you to get a small starting capital, which is given to you on your word of honor, and a written promise to start returning the agreed amount in a week. Virtue Prestige, low result. You borrowed 3 florins at an interest rate of 150%, and the amount payable is 750, and the weekly late fee is 100. This is how a new, and this time peaceful, stage of your life begins. You pay 300 for rent. After acquiring your own place of residence, you also get a place to store your belongings in. Strength and vitality increased. Right, so let's take a look at my my character right now. So my prestige is absolutely insane. I need to go to the physician. I don't have any money though. Yes, I have 0 money. I have all of my gear though. I have all my gear. Yes, yes. We didn't have all my gear last time, as far as I remember. Maybe I did. I'm not entirely sure, but yes, I am very, very pleased about this. Okay, so first of all, let's just get all of our scavenging stuff on, because we can indeed scavenge. Yes, we can. And so, because we have arrived in a new place, and also because I have gotten a little bit carried away, because let's face it, I always get carried away with this game, I'm going to end this episode off here. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.